So Apple just released two new processors and refreshed some of its computers in its Mac line, and it was a very understated launch. In fact, it was really just a press release and then some updates to the online store. So what's all that about? If you want to find out more, please let me explain. Okay, let's get into this. So the two new processors are the Apple M6 and the Apple M5 Ultra. So what's the M6? It's Apple's first 2nm chip. It's TSMC's first generation of 2nm. It's a 12-core CPU, which we'll talk more about in a moment. 12-core GPU, including those neural accelerators. You've now got a dual 16-core neural engine, up to 32 gigabytes of unified memory, which is how the other M chips have been, but now the bandwidth has been boosted to up to 170 gigabytes a second. So today we'll talk about that CPU setup. This is 12 core, first time in the vanilla M series. We've gone up to 12 cores, so you get 2 super cores, 4 performance cores, and 6 efficiency cores. And if you remember, when the M5 Pro came out, Apple started calling some of their cores super cores and some of them performance cores. So that changed the naming. We had performance cores and efficiency cores before, and the M5 didn't have any of these new efficiency cores. The performance cores were the old efficiency cores, and now the performance cores are now the new super cores. You get what I mean. Go back and watch those M5 videos if you don't quite follow. But now we've got 3 core types. That big departure for Apple in its normal setup, a 2 plus 4 plus 6. But the thing to remember here is this is 12 full cores. It is not 6 cores and then 12 threads, as you might get say on the desktop from Intel or from AMD. This is full cores, 12 of them, 2, 4 and 6. So I was saying about the super cores, the performance cores. If we go back to the original M1, it's 4 plus 4, 4 performance and 4 efficiency. M2, again, 4 plus 4. M3, again, 4 plus 4. When you get to the M4, you are still looking at performance and efficiency cores, but you could actually have up to 10 cores now, so 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. Then when the M5 came out, they were initially called, again, performance and efficiency, so it was the same thing, 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores. When the M5 Pro came out, they renamed that now to 4 super cores and 6 performance cores. And that didn't really make much sense at the time. They just kind of redid the naming, but now we can see why, because they had in their plan to produce another CPU, the M6, which was 2 super cores, 4 performance cores, and 6 efficiency cores. Talking of performance cores and super cores, what is the performance? Well, not much is known at the moment. Apple says it delivers the world's fastest single-threaded performance, and that was tested on an M6 with that 12-core CPU. And what they're saying is 1.2 times faster at multi-threaded performance compared to the M5. Now, with 12 cores, I was expecting a higher multi-threaded score. However, we have to remember the number of super cores has now been reduced and replaced with, well, 6 efficiency cores. So that bigger number is actually in efficiency cores, not with the most high-performant cores. As for the single core score of that super core, maybe it's an M5 super core that's been built on 2 nanometers. The clock speed has probably been tweaked a little bit higher, and then they've added in 2 more cores. But if you've got an M1 like I have, I'm still stuck on the M1, then it's 2.4 times faster than an 8-core M1. So they do give some graphs. I'll look at 2 of them. They've got several here for productivity, photo editing, and so on. LLM prompt processing. This is for the reply until the first token comes out. So this is processing the prompt that you sent it, and then the first token comes out of the reply. So the Mac Mini with the M6 is 13.5 times faster than the Mac Mini M1. And the Mac Mini with the M4 is 2.8 times faster than the original Mac Mini with the M1. And if I get my maths right, that means that the Mac Mini with the M6 is 4.8 times faster than the Mac Mini with the M4. Quite impressive. So we'll see how that translates into other benchmarks once these things are in people's hands. And talking of GPU 3D rendering, so 10 times faster than the M1. And we can see that the Mac Mini with the M4 is 4.8 times faster than the Mac Mini with the M1. And again, if I got my maths right, that means that the Mac Mini with the M6 is twice as fast as the Mac Mini with the M4. Did mention that memory bandwidth. Let's just look at that, picking up from the M3, which could only have 24 gigabytes of RAM. That was 100 gigabyte a second bandwidth. That grows now 120, 153, and now 170. So that's a significant improvement. And if you notice the Pro version here, 150 for the M3 Pro. For the M4 Pro, it's 273. For the M5, it was 307, which is double what you get for the vanilla one. So if there is going to be an M6 Pro and we don't know, you're going to be looking at even larger numbers there. But there is an M5 Ultra. So what's this? So it's the next generation Ultra Fusion technology that forms a quad die architecture for the first time in an M series system on a chip. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So of course there was no M4 Ultra. So this is an upgrade from the M3 Ultra. You get up to 36 CPU cores, up to 80 GPU cores, and 1.2 terabytes a second of unified memory bandwidth, which is 50% more than the M3 Ultra. So if you look at it, the M5 Ultra, 36 and 80, let's just look at those two numbers there. Here, the M5 Max, 18 and 40, well, this is double. Now, we know it's a 4-die setup, so what you're basically getting is the 2 dies that are in the M5 Max. That's the CPU die and then the GPU die, and then again another CPU die and another GPU die, doubling the M5 Max to give you the M5 Ultra, but using 4 dies. So if we look at the configuration of all the different, I know there's a lot of numbers here, but the key thing is to look at here. The M5 Pro could have 18 cores and 20 core GPU, and the M5 Max could have 18 cores but a 40 core GPU. So what they actually did is they kept the CPU kind of configuration the same. You couldn't have the binned version, the 5 or the 10, but it was basically the same 18 cores, and then they doubled up the GPU. And I've got a whole video on that here on this channel. So with the M5 Ultra, you've still got the configurability that you have with the M5 Pro. You can choose the number of CPU cores and the GPU cores, and then those get doubled up. So 4 dies, 2 CPU, 2 GPU, depending on which ones you pick, either the binned version or the full version. So it's not just necessarily, is what I'm saying, is a doubling up of the Max, because you do still have some of the configurability that you had in the Pro. Now, as I said, this was a very understated launch. Just basically a press release and the update to the store. So we don't know anything about clock speeds. We don't have any actual benchmark numbers other than Apple saying it's this much faster. We're going to need some real benchmark numbers. We don't know anything about the core microarchitecture. Where is this efficiency core come from? Is it a new core? Is it the old cores repurposed? We're gonna need to find out. Nothing about the transistor count, the die size, lots of stuff we don't know. Now, some of these questions will be answered when these devices hit the stores, but we don't know what they are yet. And talking of hitting the stores, where can you get these new chips? Well, there's a new Mac Mini which comes with the M6 or the M5 Pro. The price is higher, starts from $899. That's available for pre-order now. Or if you want the M5 Ultra, that's a Mac Studio, and the prices start at $2499. That's for the M5 Max version. Again, pre-order available now. Okay, so there you have it, the M6 and the M5 Ultra. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.